Check.
Hello. Well, thank you.
So good.
Thank you. You should see me when I'm sober. Right. That's the joke. Oh, look, I found my light.
Yes.
Hi, Mom.
We're
I suppose.
Sure.
I suppose we're ready.
Well, hello, and welcome back to Torn Tuesday. I'm
Hello.
Chelsea. This is Cliff.
Hello. Come on inside. Have a cup of tea. Meet the
Mrs. Exactly.
Oh yeah, you know the words. She knows. She knows.
Hello.
You're-
Labyrinth.
Hello.
No, I said hello, but that's
Well,
close
no,
enough.
No, I'm waiting for you to do Jennifer Connelly's part.
But I'm always the worm.
You're the beautiful brunette with the long hair,
there's-
so
that's fair.
you get to be automatically Jennifer Connelly. So let's
but-
try it again.
okay, fine.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. You're supposed to say, "Did you say hello?"
Did you?
All right, never mind. Hi, everybody. We're
Hi.
Not, we're not
We're a
quite
little
finished.
delirious today from the wonderful weekend we had at Wondercon, and we're going to be talking all about WonderCon today. We're going to talk more about Lord of the Rings on Prime and the series coming, and some fun things that there were some great conversations that happened in the One Ring Net panel over the weekend that I would love to get into.
Yes.
Also, did you hear that Sean Astin has a new show dropping on Netflix on April 15th?
Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Isn't it exciting?
We'll talk a little bit about that.
I mean, there's like so much going on. I don't even know if I can keep up. But that is what we do here, and we will keep up so that we can keep you up. Welcome to the OneRing.net. Yet again, it is Tuesday. That means the OneRing.net is broadcasting live from Scum and Villainy Cantina.
And Cliff,
Here we
why
are.
are we in a booth today?
Actually, the three-eyed raven sent us over here because he had a foresight.
Yes.
He had quite a foresight, believe me, he did.
For
They're doing this amazing. You can't see it unless I.
but it is amazing. Trust
if I
me.
grab the camera and turn it around, I would spoil all the surprise. And we know, you don't want to spoil all the surprise.
No,
Because as
but what they are
Gandalf says,
building behind us is incredible.
Oh yeah, they're rebuilding all of Scum and Villainy for Game of Thrones season 8, and there's this amazing amount of detail. It looks like the Disney Imagineering department is here,
Absolutely.
and
Hard at work.
They are running it hard and fast, like Usain Bolt. They're running it. They are running it hard and fast. And look at what they're building.
I know that
Like-
there's so many amazing little Game of Thrones touches being added all over this bar right now. So if you are in the Los Angeles area in the month of April, it will officially reveal itself to the world on
Hi,
April
Justin.
5th at 7 p.m. And we'll be here every night until the end of April. So you should come by and check it out when it happens.
They're doing a lot of major, not like just little minor things, but there's some major things happening, like that sword, that actual Iron Throne, with all those swords that they're building in the front patio.
And so many other things that they'll be surprised with when they show up.
The tree, and it's not Treebeard. Sorry,
It's
this is not one of the Ents.
Although now it is. I've decided that's actually Treebeard now. All right, hi
It
Treebeard.
could be Hi Treebeard. It could be. I mean, you wonder where George Martin got the idea to put faces in his trees and have them weeping blood.
Oh, that would be
You
horrible.
know, I know, but where did Martin get that idea?
Oh,
guy
gee, I
named
wonder.
Tolkien.
I have no idea where George R. R. Martin could be possibly influenced by.
Oh my gosh, look at they've added this decal, the Targaryen
And,
house,
and further down, you have the Stark.
and there's the
Direwolf.
Stark house. Oh wow!
Yes.
So they've covered our green Hobbit holes with these great decals,
Yes.
and there's so much like internal stuff going on to really make this place magical. That means, if I'm not wrong, the entire month of April is going to be filled with this special, amazing stuff, and there's no cover charge. There's
no cover charge on any day
no
except
cover charge.
for April 13th, which is the Scotch tasting, and you need a special ticket for that day.
Well,
Other than that, every single day, amazing programming going on. We have a Game of Thrones game night. There's a Game of Thrones trivia night. There's like a hype party and all sorts of cosplay contests and Game of Thrones karaoke, and it's going to be a great month down here.
I guess on this Monday night you're doing Game of Thrones.
Game night, yes.
Game night
It's
right
our
here
board
for
game night.
Players Wanted. That's
For
very
Players
exciting.
Wanted. We developed a meta game. I'm really excited about this.
Really?
We're going to divide the bar into the 6 houses, the 6 main houses that are still alive. and they will have to work together semi-cooperatively to defeat the White Walkers. And we're going to have like life-size dice that people have to roll for combat and stuff that look like White Walkers. And it's amazing. We're going to have so much fun on Monday.
Oh, wow. Now you're talking. Now. Wow.
Yep.
Okay. Wow. I'm stoked. Yeah, we have a lot to cover. We did the most amazing stuff at WonderCon. Anaheim was the centerpiece of all geekdom, at least in North America. Anaheim Convention Center was the wow place, the wow factor. The Tolkien film from Fox Searchlight was preview screens for those audiences who were lucky to get special tickets to go and be the first
Thank you,
audiences
Legion
to see
M.
it. Yeah, thanks to Legion M and thanks to Fox Searchlight for working that out. And we had our own panel for the OneRing.net.
We did. And there was a Tolkien panel as well. And I have to tell you, Cliff, everybody I talked to over the weekend was literally the only positive highlight I heard about WonderCon was all things Tolkien.
Isn't that great?
It was so amazing. Literally, like, it is our time again, everybody. Like, literally, this is our time right now.
Yeah, there was a very, very strong presence for Tolkien. I was very lucky and blessed to bring my acumen and my knowledge to the panel for Dome Korakowski, the director of the Tolkien movie.
And Cliff, not just one panel, but you got a second Q&A as well.
Oh, my gosh. All the guys were there for that panel at the arena on Friday. Then Saturday night, I was lucky enough to also be there in Bilbo's dressing gown. I was dressed appropriately, and I got to do the director's Q&A after the audience saw the screening. Can I say it was very difficult to do that?
Why was it difficult?
At the very end of the Tolkien movie, everyone is in tears, absolutely floored.
So just trying to get their brains to switch back?
I had to come back up for air. I had to learn how to breathe again. I had to wipe the tears from my eyes, get my lungs working. And then I had to think cogently and ask this man somewhat cogent questions when I was an emotional mess at the very end of seeing this film.
But I'm sure you did brilliantly.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
Well, if it's... I unfortunately, I missed the screening because I was on a panel at the convention at that time.
That's right. You were giving your own big panel.
I was.
Which I heard was very successful.
It did go very well. I was very happy with the results of that. I was but I saw you moderate the big panel in the arena, and you did a brilliant job there. So I know Saturday night was great.
Thank you kindly. I mean, I appreciate that. I really do. I mean, I guess I had my best day on Friday. I don't know how it happened because the people at Fox Searchlight were very busy running around making sure everything was okay, and they were a little nervous, and that made me a little nervous, and I'm not nervous. I'm not.
No.
I'm not the kind of person. However,
I've always witnessed you to be very composed.
Well, I got up there in front of thousands of people, and then Dome cracked a big joke at my expense because, he was just trying to warm me up a bit, and there I was fine. I was fine after all that. I was. But hello, welcome back to Los Angeles. Welcome back to reality. It's hard to come back to reality after the convention high.
Yes, absolutely. It's actually just hard to just be in reality in general because we're so exhausted personally from the convention. like yesterday, I was The Walking Dead. That was me yesterday.
Definitely, con fatigue is a real thing.
It is a real thing. Somebody asked us in the chat room if we picked up our tickets to Endgame.
Nope, I have not picked up my tickets to Endgame yet. I don't need to run in there screaming on Wednesday night, the first night that it opens.
Really? You're not anxious enough?
I can actually go the next morning.
Okay.
Or I don't need to go that night.
Later in the weekend, it's totally fine.
Yeah, I could go a little when it's not that crowded. Well, of course it'll be crowded.
Yeah.
The first few days, but I haven't made plans yet with my friends about who wants to go. But believe us, you guys can interact with us live. That is the special joy of being part of this show. We have a live audience here at Scum and Villainy Cantina. Hello, audience. We have a live audience with you. Come and chat with us on the hotline 530-64-FRODO.
For Frodo.
That is the hotline for the OneRing.net, 530-64-FRODO. And we're live on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Periscope, and Twitch, and your mama and your daddy and your candy granny. We're live. We're live on the air. All right, so hi, everybody.
I'm very much enjoying this little thing. I've never seen this before.
It's really good.
This is awesome.
It's a study guide, and every page is a 3-minute digestion lesson.
Yeah.
3 minutes, one page, and you get the chunks of the really good stuff.
And lots of pictures to go with it as well. It breaks
Lots
it
of
up. So if
supplementary
you're a
pictures.
visual learner, it's the 3-minute J.R.R. Tolkien book.
Yep. 3-minute J.R.R. Tolkien. If you want the real details, we want to get the Humphrey Carpenter biography. It was really intriguing. We were asking Dome Korakowski at the panel, where did all of his research begin? And he said it began when I was, 11, 12, when I read those books for the very first time. That's when it really began.
Yeah,
And I'm like, yeah,
that was
that's
so
right.
perfect.
That's exactly right for all of us.
I loved, was it Tom that was sitting next to Nick? I think it was Tom. Tom said that he wanted to be Legolas.
Tom Glenn Carney.
Yes.
Yes. It was Tom Glenn Carney, and oh gosh, no! Don't tell me that I can't remember the names of my wonderful cast who were there with me. That's why I have them written down. There was Tom Glenn Carney,
Nicholas Hoult,
and
obviously.
of course there was Mr. Nicholas Hoult. Then there was the young lad who plays Scorpius Malfoy
on the
in
Broadway show.
in both London's West End
Oh, yeah.
and Broadway.
Yes.
He did the London West End production.
In Harry Potter, the Cursed Child.
That's right. And then he came and did the one on Broadway as well. And it would be Patty Gibson and Anthony Boyle.
Yes.
That's who else was with Nicholas.
Patrick.
And of course, it would be Anthony Boyle was the actor who played Scorpius
Yes.
Malfoy. Brilliant young talent actors up there. But you could tell they were like a bunch of rowdy guys. And so I had to ask, Mr. Korakowski, as a director, how did you corral them? How did you get this, And this is where a director actually becomes a father figure. Or in some cases, like with Patty Jenkins, becomes a mother figure to the actors, where they all look to that person. Not just for guidance for the project and for the work they're doing, crafting their art on screen, but a director over an ensemble like that can have a much more interesting effect, a deeper effect, where they bond with each other and a relationship that is unique and somewhat like fatherly or paternal, And you could totally tell by the way that Dome was answering questions and the way that he was so laser point with what he wanted to say that he must have had an uncanny ability. Uncanny, at least for Beast, at least for Hank. Dome must have had an ability to really bring them together. I could see him doing it while we were just talking on stage. I can imagine how he brought his, fatherly instincts to bring these young men together into groupthink, because it's an ensemble. There's something in the movie where you realize it's not just Nicholas all by himself out there in the role. There's ensemble quality of these actors all together, and it's really good, really, 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 really good stuff. And I have to say, I was so thrilled to be part of that experience and to have such an erudite conversation with these guys. I heard rumors that the Dark Phoenix panel that happened right before me was a little bit I don't know.
It kind of fell flat to me.
That's what I heard.
Yeah.
You weren't the only one.
Yeah.
A lot of people were telling me that.
Literally only the Q&A fell flat to me.
Yeah.
The footage they showed us from the movie looks great. Like, I was super oh my God, I can't wait to see this movie. And then I just checked out during the panel. And especially, the moderator, bless her heart, I think she was trying to crack a joke, but started the panel by going, all right, Sophie, go ahead, just tell us how Game of Thrones ends.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. No. What if I'd begun my Tolkien panel saying, "Oh, hey, Nicholas, go ahead and tell me how Dark Phoenix ends."
Yeah, right. Like,
No.
who does that?
I wasn't going to do that.
What?
No. We were somewhere else. We had an elevated conversation, I think. It was really somewhere else.
Absolutely. And you stayed on topic, which was great. You know what I really loved is you brought out the camaraderie between the four castmates. And we got to see that this wasn't just a camaraderie that happened on screen, but that they literally bonded as a unit. And you could just tell from the way they would talk to each other and interrupt each other and share stories, the brotherhood that was there. And it just made us feel so much more connected.
Yes. Yeah, that was great fun to ask them, did you guys go to the Eagle and Child? And they're like, oh, yes, that's the one we were just talking about that, because they were having such a lovely time, spending time in these Oxford pubs and drinking together after the shoots, the nighttime excursions to, and when you're in a college town like Oxford, there's a lot of options. But they went to the historical pub where C.S. Lewis and
they did their research.
Charles Williams and J.R.R. Tolkien and all the Inklings would go, and they actually went to the Bird and Baby. They actually went there. It was so fun. And they seem to be a tight-knit group of guys. And when you watch the film, you certainly catch that energy, that it's very much there. Like, well, all the young cast in Harry Potter bonded, and they became friends, and they had so much time and experience together, and as did the Fellowship, all the cast members working with Peter Jackson. There's something about that when people who work on a movie can actually become family together, and it does wonders for the project. It
Absolutely,
does
completely
wonders
agreed.
When everybody's getting along. And
Look at our hobbits
having
and
a
Lord of the
wonderful time.
Rings.
Yes.
And the fact that they still to this day are having Hobbit shenanigans. Did you see Dom's video the other day? Singing the Green Dragon and Billy appears at the end. Fantastic.
Oh, that was so good.
It was so good.
That was so good. So WonderCon was a great experience. As usual, we talk about it in light of San Diego.
Yes.
They are related.
They are. They're the sister
events.
Conventions.
They are, by the same organization.
Yes, absolutely.
However,
Comic-Con International.
one is impossible to get into. One is easy to get into. So usually that's my tone of voice about WonderCon is, if you're disappointed you haven't been down to San Diego and you can't even get badges, then to hell with it.
I
Throw
always
it out
say
the
that
window.
WonderCon is
Go
a
to
nice
Anaheim.
little taste of San Diego. But this year, I had a very different experience with WonderCon. And I'm curious if
How
you
so?
felt this way, but
How so?
WonderCon was extremely underwhelming to me, with the exception of getting to bond with our Middle-earth family, which was full and present, and it was great to see everybody and meet some new fans. I felt like everything else was found wanting. Like, obviously, Freeform usually brings a lot of shows, even to WonderCon, and they didn't bring anything, and they're premiering like 8 series in this week. And the only thing that was there was Marvel's Cloak and Dagger, which was Marvel bringing it. And Marvel brought 3 panels for TV shows, and they were pretty much the only big things happening. Like, there was no HBO presence at all. Game of Thrones is 2 weeks away. You don't have any presence at WonderCon? That was weird. You know?
You know what? I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I was like...
Really? They had nothing there?
They had nothing there. The only thing there was a giant ad for Urban Decay's new Game of Thrones makeup. That was it.
Oh, yeah, I saw the ads for the Game of Thrones makeup, and that was it.
That was it.
There was an activation box out there by the food trucks.
Yep. I was like, and that was it. I was like, and then Sci-Fi usually has The Magicians, Winona Earp, and all of their shows there. They brought Deadly Class. That was it. Where was the rest of Sci-Fi? So I'm wondering if this is setting a tone for what's to come in San Diego, if this year is not going to be as popping as it used to be, especially because Disney, with the Fox merger, is saving a lot of their big hoopla for D23.
Oh, well, I hadn't thought about that. It is, now that I'm thinking about it, it is very, very, very unusual for HBO to not offer anything when Game of Thrones is literally upon us.
Yeah, 2 weeks away. Not to mention that HBO is turning Deadwood into a movie right now. I was like,
Yes.
Yep.
Ian McShane, yes, please. By the way, Ian McShane belongs in the new Middle-earth series on Amazon. Somewhere, somehow, Amazon make it happen. I'm just saying. Okay?
And also to the ladies in our chat that are now going, oh my God, the Game of Thrones makeup, I want it. Yes. Oh my God. This entire line is phenomenal. Even like the eyeshadow palette opens up with a pop-up throne. It's incredible.
That sounds like fun. However, it sounds like fun, but in a criticism of HBO's marketing, I have to say it's not enough.
No, it's definitely not enough.
I mean, this is a major, major fan event.
And I think Game of
WonderCon.
Thrones knows that this is the most anticipated premiere in a long time.
Yes.
And that they just don't have to do anything, which is just shocking to me. And instead, they're releasing Mountain Dew has a limited edition soda can for Game of Thrones. Oreos today has limited edition Game of Thrones Oreos. And, like, that's all they're focusing on.
Game of Thrones Oreo cookies?
Did you not see these?
I have not.
Oh my God! They're so.
I haven't seen this at all.
That
sounds crazy.
the cookie itself has like the Stark logo, like the house logos on it.
No.
And it's awesome. And then they
No.
they released a video of the opening theme to Game of Thrones redone with Oreos.
You've got to be kidding me. So, did HBO spend all their cash last summer at San Diego promoting Game of Thrones?
Possibly. Or they're just planning a different type of marketing spend.
Well, for our main interest and for our audience, it was a pleasure and a delight to see Fox Searchlight spending so much time and attention on the Tolkien movie, which is releasing on May 10th. So they're spending their energy and their advertising dollars absolutely right.
Absolutely
correct.
Which I was very happy to see.
It's around the corner.
Legion M put out a newsletter right before WonderCon announcing their first partnership ever with Disney for Tolkien.
For Tolkien.
So it's officially like Disney is fully backing Tolkien. The merger happened and Disney is on board. And I was really happy to see that. And they're planning to host a lot of fan meetups around the country through Legion M for Tolkien. So if you haven't gone to Legion M to sign up for more information about where these meetups are coming in your city, you should go do that because then you can meet up with all your fellow ringers.
How very, very, very cool. How very cool. You know, that's the thing that we at the OneRing.net are most used to doing. The line parties.
Oh my God, I love our line parties.
We've done our line parties, so perhaps we should have some kind of a synergy, some kind of an effort, an extra synergistic effort between Fox Searchlight and the OneRing.net and Legion M, since we're all friends. I mean, the Venn diagram of who we are is, entirely overlapping. That would be a lovely thing to do.
Yes.
Wouldn't that be right? Imagine in your community, at your local theater, all the fans, all the costumes, all the time, right up to the May 10th opening of Tolkien. I promise you, not a dry eye in the house. It's happening. It's happening. Oh, by the way, the press embargo lifts on the 3rd.
Of May?
Tomorrow.
Of April? It's lifting a month early?
No. Did he say May 3rd?
I think it would be May 3rd. That would make more sense.
Gosh, if it's May 3rd, I don't want to wait that long. I wanted to write my review tomorrow. Like tomorrow. Let me check this message that he sent me.
I think it would make more sense from most film embargoes if it was the week before.
You know what? It's actually... Oh
no!
It's May 3rd. I mean, I have my movie review ready to post tomorrow, April 3rd. I have so much I want to say, but I'm still under a non-disclosure agreement. Ugh.
Well, tune in about 4 weeks, and Cliff can tell you all about Tolkien.
Well, anyways, I will say the same thing that I said to the chairwoman who was in charge of Fox Searchlight.
Mm-hmm.
The same thing that I said to the cast. I said this right to Nicholas Hoult backstage and to Anthony and Gabby, everybody. I said, you guys might not realize this, but this film is so beautiful and so beautifully done. You have a real feather in your hat. You really do. It's quite an accomplishment. I told them that. And the subtext that I did not say was, I hope you handle this right. I hope you handle this film correctly, the way it deserves. That's what I did not say. But what I did say was, you've got something very special on your hands. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And therefore, it needs to be handled appropriately, especially when it comes to award season. Yes, it's an award-worthy film. It's time. Maybe April is not too soon to talk about award season. I don't know.
Oh, it's definitely not.
Worthy film.
And especially
Absolutely.
As Fox just came out of having Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh my God, I'm gonna get in
so much
trouble.
award praise for that biopic.
Yeah.
Here's Fox's next biopic.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Let's go. Let's go for all the awards, all of them.
Going for the gold. Wouldn't it
Yes.
be great to have Tolkien win some more awards?
Yes, I would love all of it. Let's
mean,
just go.
Peter
Go
Jackson
big
did
or
take
go
them
home.
all, though. There's none left. There are no Oscars left. Peter Jackson took them all.
Listen, there's
none
always
left.
Oscars. There's always more Oscars. Also, to go back to the Endgame question, I have not purchased my tickets, but it's because I'm seeing the movie a week early already. It's already happening, and I cannot wait for Endgame. So I'm very excited about that. What house would our beloved Lord of the Rings hobbits be? What Game of Thrones house?
In what Game of Thrones house? Well,
Yeah.
obviously Boromir would be Stark. House Stark. Okay. I've got a funny feeling that I don't know. I think the Hobbits would be mostly House Tyrell. I don't know.
Interesting.
I think mostly the Hobbits would be House Tyrell. I don't know why I think that.
Sauron is the Targaryen? No, just kidding.
Sauron would be
no, Lannister.
Lannister. Yeah,
Lannister.
Sauron would be a Lannister.
Yeah.
For sure. Promising to pay his debts and then not doing it.
So who would be the Khaleesi to Schmog?
Who would be the Khaleesi to Smaug?
Mm-hmm.
What?
So Daenerys has 3 dragons.
Oh, well, if Smaug had some other brothers, let's just imagine if Smaug had a couple of brothers. And their names were Drogon and and who could be the Khaleesi of Middle-earth to be the mother of dragons in Middle-earth? Well, considering that all the dragons are evil creatures bound to Morgoth and bound to his will, we might have to do a polarization of a character and pick a very evil character who could be the mother of dragons in Middle-earth. Because it wouldn't be a Daenerys type. It would be different. So I'm thinking, how about Mother of Dragons could be... Gosh, I don't know.
It's really hard, right?
That's a hard... We don't have an equivalent evil female character. There was one...
It could be a father of dragons.
There was one vampire. All right. In Tolkien's mythologies, there are also vampires, believe it or not. I mean, if you guys are following Tolkien Thought on Twitter and you're up to date with her incredibly informative Tolkien tidbits, she did mention very recently, and I know this is true, in the Silmarillion and other stories, Morgoth and Sauron have actual vampires under their employ. And the only one female vampire ever mentioned by Tolkien by name, there is one character, maybe she could be the one who's herding the dragons like cats for Morgoth.
Okay.
Maybe. Just need to find her name.
I'd
need to find her name.
Jill Miller said, how about Galadriel with her black power? So if she got tempted by the ring.
If Galadriel took the One Ring and claimed its power, then that could be her. That
right?
That's much easier than me digging.
I still want to know the name though. We should still find that. That's great.
I need to look it up. I need to look it up.
What was the character who was the mother of spiders?
No, that would be Ungoliant.
There we go.
And Ungoliant was herself a demonic shadow form that, according to Tolkien, took the shape of a spider, a great evil, spiderish evil thing. Evil things. Okay.
Everybody in the chat room right now, you're cracking me up. You guys have some great ideas going on for this Game of Thrones mashup with Lord of the Rings. You guys are great.
Okay, here I am. I'm trying to look, trying to find.
Oh, is this it?
Nope.
Don't worry. Cliff has all of the resources.
Here it is. Well, actually, I'm relying on somebody else's research today, but that's okay. I've only done that a couple of times. Okay, the only one vampire who was ever named was Thuringwethil. She was a servant of Sauron.
Who had the ability to change her shape?
Yep. And
nice.
actually, at some point in Tale of Beren and Luthien, there it is. You got it. Thank you, Snidgert. Thank you, Snidgert.
Yes.
That's right. That is correct. We found it. So, if you want to find good dragons there in George R.R. Martin's world, none of the dragons in Tolkien's world were ever even remotely benevolent. They're all absolute nightmares of cunning and evil, avarice, like
shrewd, all the things.
Absolutely. So, however, what I enjoyed, even though WonderCon may have been lacking with the presence of Marvel or some of these other people bringing their shows, there wasn't any lacking energy in the cosplay department.
Oh, none whatsoever. It was a cosplay convention. That's what was going on.
More than anything, WonderCon has now become the West Coast version of DragonCon, where everybody wants to cosplay heavily more than they want to take part in the events. They just
Yep.
want to cosplay.
There was more
It's
people
great.
outside the convention, either in cosplay or taking photos of cosplayers,
Yes.
than there was inside the convention.
Always.
It was amazing.
Always.
I had several media friends that said that they get
that
more
funny?
traction out of their photos of cosplayers than they do of the A-list talent.
The professional photographers are always set up outside.
Yep.
Literally, the Captain Phasma that I saw was so amazing.
Oh, I didn't see that one.
And then this photographer grabbed Captain Phasma and said, "Could you please step over here to the side?" Where he had this whole setup with the lights, the light fixtures and everything tucked away under. At night, specialty photographers had come in with these LED light poles. They were programmable. There was an entire row
Oh,
of
yeah,
them.
that was Gil that did that.
Was
yeah.
that Gil who did that?
Yeah.
So these sticks look like massive lightsabers that are foundationally held in place in the ground.
Yep.
They stand up to about elbow height. There's 8 of them on this side, 8 of them on this side.
And they were full LED, so you could change them to any color
He goes
in the spectrum.
with his remotes, and the person is suddenly surrounded by this amazing glow.
And he was picking light to match the cosplay character as well. I was like,
Yeah.
to highlight them. And I
So good.
stood next to Gil as he took photos for like 15 minutes to see the shots, and they were just stunning.
Yeah,
Stunning.
yeah. I'm like, wowzer, browser.
This was the best cosplayer I saw.
Oh no!
So this lady came as Tafiti from Moana, and
Oh
just
my
looked
gosh,
incredible.
Wow. That is absolutely phenomenal with the heart of the ocean.
Yep.
I didn't see her. Wow, I'm impressed. I'm very, very impressed. Hey, hello, chat room. How you doing?
Oh, they want to know what the dwarves' house would be.
What would the dwarves be if they were in one of?
The thrones houses.
Oh gosh. If the dwarves, maybe the house of Durin, the Longbeards, because there are 7 houses of these. There's 7 clans. The most famous one, the one that Tolkien writes about all the time, is the House of Durin.
Mm-hmm.
So you could pick any of the other 7 houses of the dwarves, and they might be quite different.
Like the Iron Fists.
Yeah, but they might be very, very different in temperament and political attitude towards one another. But if you're going to lump all the dwarves together,
I love this. The Rohirrim or the Dothraki.
literally, yeah. Well,
Yes.
that's it. Yeah, the Rohirrim, yes. The horse lords of Rohan are definitely Dothraki, except they're not quite as barbaric as that. But who would the dwarves be? House Tyrell? No. House Tully?
The Wall. Night's Watch.
They would just be the Night's Watch. Yeah, they wouldn't be any house at all, right?
just
They'd
be
just be the Night's
Just a
Watch.
nice Night's Watch.
I think who's down in Dorne?
What about
I suck at this. I'm so bad at this. How about
well, we've also got Greyjoys. Where would they fit in?
yeah, the House Greyjoy. That's it. Yeah. We sow no seeds, right?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And they just
And then
yeah.
there's also the
maybe they would be Greyjoys.
there's also the Unsullied. We haven't placed them anywhere.
I think the dwarves would be Iron Islanders. Yep. Yeah, there you go. That's
There
right.
you go. I like that.
Radagast said that. Yes. Okay. They were hunting dwarves at one point on
On Game of Thrones? I don't remember that.
Yeah, but there isn't like a whole separate race of dwarves in Game of Thrones. That just doesn't exist in
Nope.
Westeros or Essos. It doesn't happen. So,
Hobbits always pay their debts.
are you going to go to Anime Expo, the next one that's coming up?
Yes, I will be at Anime Expo.
You will be?
And I will most likely be working for Japanime Games there.
Really? I got to
Yes.
figure out how to get in. I've never been.
Oh, anime is so much fun.
I know.
And they've just
everyone
got
tells me.
so many screening rooms of 24-hour a day like anime to watch that you can just walk in and out of and discover new animes. I spent the entire time last summer enjoying the AC because it was really hot in the summer.
Yeah.
Discovering new anime, and I'd sit down for like 10 minutes, and if it didn't move me, I'd move to a different room and try something. And I found some really incredible obscure anime. It was a lot of fun.
I love it. I love poking around on Crunchyroll, actually, just to find
Oh yeah.
weird, fun things. Okay, the Martells are in Dorne. Thank you.
Oh,
the
that's
Martell,
right.
House Martell. Thank you.
And what house would the Ents be?
Thank you.
Oh
What
my.
house would the Ents be? Oh, the Ents would
I
be
don't-
the old gods, these trees.
Yes. So what are they? The Godwood trees? Is that what they're called?
Are they called?
Something like that.
I have been so busy researching my Tolkien that my brain has checked out of Westeros a little bit. You guys are going to have to forgive me, but that's what Wikipedia is for. Bye, Arona. Great to have you on the
Godswood.
show.
Godswood. Yep.
Yeah, Godswood.
Mm-hmm.
That's right, Godswood. You know what? I can't believe that Martin never bothered to finish.
Oh, I think he did it on purpose.
What is it? Winds of Winter? Is that the next one?
I think he's purposely waiting for this season to drop so that way he can, because he's made the announcement that the final book will be different than where the series goes. So
Yeah.
that way he releases the book when the season is done, and then sales just go through the roof because everyone wants to know what George wrote. I think it's on purpose.
But the next book is The Winds of Winter, yes?
I don't remember the name of it, honestly. I never paid that close
I think
attention.
that's the next one.
I know he just recently released prequel stories, which HBO is developing that
Yes.
prequel series.
Tales of Dunk and Egg.
Yes.
Right. Oh, those are fun. I've got the graphic novel version of those. Those are actually fun.
I drink at the Green Dragon and I know things. That needs to be a shirt. I would wear that shirt. Somebody make it and send me a link.
Well, let's
So
see, it was,
let's go back to
wasn't
our OneRing.net panel at WonderCon.
Yeah, let's do that. And by the way, happy birthday, Batman. It was Batman's
Oh yeah, Batman's 80th birthday.
80th. Batman's 80th
Oh.
birthday. Happy birthday, Batman.
Overheard at WonderCon. I'm in the restroom.
Yeah.
And this woman is talking to her child, and she said, "Did you know that yesterday was Batman's birthday?" And the little girl's like, "No. Do you know how old Batman is? How old's Batman, Mom? He's 80. He's a grandpa." I was dying.
He's 80. Was she trying to explain the plot for Batman Beyond?
No.
Where Bruce Wayne really is 80? Is that what she was trying to do?
I just
Actually,
thought it was amazing.
I love Batman Beyond, actually. I love all of the Warner Brothers animated incarnations of Justice League, Batman, Superman, and of course, Justice League Dark, and my buddy John Constantine, who is my big DC character. And I love all that great stuff.
Nice. So our panel on Saturday.
Didn't we have a panel?
We had a great panel.
For the OneRing.net.
Very engaged crowd. We started off with some Tolkien reading, and we got the room involved. But what I really loved was hearing what everyone was most excited to hopefully see in the new series. There was a lot of stories that came up that we haven't even talked about.
Oh my gosh. No, we haven't had the chance to catch up and talk, have we?
No. It was a crazy weekend. Where?
Oh, I'll be meeting Val Kilmer at AwesomeCon.
Ooh, I love
Photo op and
AwesomeCon.
Autograph. Hey, you know what? Shad Damon, that's going to be awesome. Val Kilmer could also be a really, really awesome Ranger of the North in the new Lord of the Rings series. Wouldn't he be great?
Yes.
What if Val Kilmer played Aragorn's dad, Arathorn? What do you think of that?
I still
Justin?
liked the idea of Vigo playing his older ancestor to see the connection that somebody suggested in the panel. I thought that was great.
That would be great too. That'd be really, 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 really.
And for those of you that don't know, AwesomeCon is Washington D.C.'s big convention. So if you are in the D.C. area and want to meet Val Kilmer, apparently he's coming. It's exciting. Who's your Batman, Cliff?
My Batman is Kevin Conroy.
Ah, all right.
My Batman
He was
is
at WonderCon.
Definitely the voice of Batman. It's Kevin Conroy. That's my Batman. Always. Always.
Mine is Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton?
Yep.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Definitely Michael Keaton. He's awesome. Do you know how special that was that he made that movie Birdman?
Yes.
In relationship to who he was in the past.
Yep.
That was the most brilliant casting by Iñárritu. That was an amazing performance by Mr. Keaton. Birdman, or The Unexpected Virtue of Ignorance. Was that the subtitle of that film?
Something like that, yes.
I dig that. I really, really, really dig that. It's so good. But you know what? Some people say Adam West, and some people say George Clooney, I have to say.
Ooh, never Clooney. Never Clooney.
I've got to say Kevin Conroy. He's my Batman.
I can't remember seeing Kevin Conroy as Batman.
Because he's only the voice in the
Right.
animated.
That's a but
You've never seen him as Batman.
I don't know. Like I'm saying, I don't know if I watched the animated. Like I don't have memory of the animated Batman.
Of the Batman? Really?
Yeah.
The animated Batman series? Or Justice League? Or Justice League
Yeah,
Unlimited?
I definitely never watched the Justice League animations.
Oh, my goodness.
Cliff's like, afterwards, we've got some homework to do.
We got some. Yeah, Ricky, you got some splaining
Okay,
to do. Lucy,
that's fair.
Lucy, you got some splaining to do. Yeah, okay.
That's a fair point. Christian Bale, actually, I resisted seeing him as Batman for a long time, but it was more to deal with Heath Ledger. I knew Heath, and it was hard for me to want to watch his films after he passed away. But
Yes.
I recently sat through the trilogy, the Dark Knight trilogy, with a friend, and
Really? And your first time seeing them all?
Yeah.
All the Christopher Nolan.
yeah, and I really actually enjoyed Christian Bale. Michael Keaton will still always be my Batman, but he's a close second. Yeah.
Christian Bale was excellent as Batman.
He was great.
Excellent.
He's had some great roles in general. I loved Christian Bale in Newsies.
Yeah, everyone. Yes, dancing
Yes.
his little heart out when he was just a kid.
Yep.
Oh, little Christian Bale running around like a spring chicken, kicking them heels up.
He went from a newsboy to Batman. What a life. What a life.
I love that. You know what, though? Nothing beats... Nothing in the world could come close to Danny DeVito as Oswald Cobblepot.
Yes.
Nothing.
I completely agree.
Ever on God's green earth could beat that. That's the Penguin of all time. All time. Sorry. I'm done. I'm done. Show's over. I'm done.
Mic drop, Cliff's out. All right, so it's just me and all of you guys now.
No,
So
seriously, don't you think? Don't you
Yes.
think?
Absolutely.
And then Pee Wee Herman shows up to be his dad.
Uh-oh.
Like
Justin's coming in. He must have something really important to
the
say.
Cobblepot dad is actually Paul Rubens.
I love that. And that happened in Gotham as well.
Oh yeah, and he shows up as the same character.
As the same character in Gotham.
Yes, I love
And
that.
I have to say, I
love
do like Robin Lord Taylor as Oswald Cobblepot, and I
that.
love
Yeah, he's great. He's great, though. He's great.
Corey Michael Smith as the Riddler is phenomenal. Like it's the best Riddler, and I never liked the Riddler character. Like it was
Frank Gorshin running around being all crazy.
well, in the Batman series, the original series, I actually didn't mind Riddler. Jim Carrey's Riddler took it a little too far for me. I was like, but Corey Michael Smith,
Yeah.
great, love it.
Wow. Okay. Good stuff.
Did you see the new Joker posters?
I did not see the new
Did not
Joker
see any
posters.
new Joker posters. And yes, we agree with that. One of the best things about The Empire of the Sun, in that it is one of Steven Spielberg's most overlooked masterpieces. But yes, Mr. Spielberg did bring Christian Bale to the world in Empire of the Sun. Thank you for mentioning that. I appreciate that.
That's a great fun fact.
That's why we love doing a live chat with you all, because
Yeah.
it's great. It's really great to do
We're
this
a
live.
fantastic brain trust, all of us. We should all collectively put our heads
We
together
are.
for something phenomenal.
Okay, now here's the thing. Okay, there is the new Joker poster.
Oh,
And is that the one that
Joaquin Phoenix.
that Joaquin Phoenix is in, which is being produced by none other than Martin Scorsese, right?
Whoa, these posters are phenomenal.
What's that?
Posters for the
Gotham. That's
Oh, for
because
Gotham.
Cameron's tagged in it. So the guy that's been playing the Joker character, which right now is we had a
Gotham.
Joker that died.
Wowzer,
His
okay.
twin brother is now becoming the Joker. Yeah.
two Jokers in the same marketplace right now.
Yeah.
Two Jokers in the same marketplace at the same time. One on TV, one in film.
Pipsky says, "Hi, Invisible Justin."
What character in Middle Earth is like the Joker, who could be played by many people?
What character in Middle Earth is like the Joker? Is what Justin wants to know.
There's no equivalent of a character in Middle Earth who's like the Joker.
Tom Bombadil? No, I'm just kidding.
No, there's
Kidding. So
there's-
kidding.
there's- Nope. No. Sauron is much more interested in regimentation and order, even though it's evil. He's not interested in chaos just for the hell of it.
Yeah, chaos just for the sake of chaos.
Yeah, he's not psychotic just to go for chaos for the sake of chaos.
Jesus, that's intense.
Yeah, Sauron is much more interested in regimented control.
Do
I-
you think Tolkien fans
Do we think Tolkien fans?
will appreciate
question from Justin. Do you think that the new audiences that are now coming to Tolkien and the new upcoming Amazon series, will they be agreeable or amenable to other actors coming in and taking over the roles of very, very familiar, beloved characters?
How many Jokers have we had? We've had a lot of Jokers.
We've had a lot of Batmans, we've had a lot of Jokers. Everything in that Batman Gotham world, we've had a lot of. I'm a little tired of it.
Yeah, we have had a lot of Jokers. That doesn't mean we're going to have like 17 different Saurons.
Yeah.
That's not how it's working. I mean, what we're about to have, quite possibly, is the first time that Sauron will ever be represented.
Yeah,
on
in
screen
like
by
a physical form.
as a regular human character.
Yes.
Who is
Human.
Yeah, well, he's
Maiar.
as Anatar.
Yes.
Right? So yeah, we've never seen or heard Sauron as an articulate, bipedal character that is going to be interacted with and part of the drama, part of the dialogue.
Oh,
So it's all brand new.
I think this is my friend Oscar that I met on set years ago, suggesting Grima maybe a little bit for Joker. Wormtongue.
Maybe.
I can see that maybe a little bit.
Yeah.
That's not a bad call, Oscar.
Oh yeah, how about that? They're dropping that trailer for Joker tomorrow. Are they not, Oscar?
Yes.
Yeah, that's tomorrow. Oh yeah, and our friend Ginger Hayes, who is Noelle Stevenson, of course, I know that. Our friend Noelle Stevenson just got her hit TV show She-Ra and the Princesses of Power,
Which was
renewed.
my girl growing up. I was obsessed with She-Ra when I was a kid.
Yep. Clap, clap.
So you know how kids have like
clap, clap.
You know how kids have like fantastic imaginations. So my mom's Hebrew name is Shira.
Oh,
So
how
I
cool is
thought that my mom had this secret identity as the Princess of Power growing up. I really did.
I love that. I love that. I love that. Oh, that's so funny.
I really believed
That
that.
is so funny. You know what? One of the best experiences at any convention like that is getting a chance to meet artists and to meet authors, writers and artists who are right there in front of you, and they're happy to meet and talk with you about
Totally.
the comic books they're creating, and they'll draw you a beautiful original litho. They'll draw you a piece for you, just for you, original
Yeah.
art. It's that was a joy to be there, because in San Diego, the writers and artists alley has shrunk and shrunk
And it continues to shrink because it
to
can't.
nothing. There's nothing left.
Because the table space to pay for a booth in San Diego is an outrageous price, and they can't compete with the corporate companies that want booth space, and so it gets smaller
Yep.
and smaller.
Yep.
Oh, look, our old friend Francisco says hello from Meltdown Days.
Oh, hey, Francisco. How are you doing, buddy?
Hi,
It was so
we
fun.
miss you.
I just bumped into you accidentally walking downtown like a few weeks ago. Oh, and you know what, Francisco? It's so great to see you. I bumped into your brother at the pro registration desk at Wondercon. I was like, hey, how you doing? Great to see you. That was really fabulous. What a small world.
Oh my God, Masters of the Universe is going to start filming this summer. That makes me really excited.
What? Are they really?
Yeah, that's what Oscar says. He would be one of the people.
A live-action Masters of the Universe?
Yeah.
Are they
Which I'm pretty sure Masters of the Universe, the 1987 film, was the first movie I think I ever saw in theaters.
Really? I
Yeah.
love that movie.
I love that movie.
I love that movie.
Yes.
I love that
Absolutely.
movie. He-Man and the Masters of the Universe is so good.
So good.
With Rip Torn
Yes.
chewing up the scenery as Skeletor. Like
And
nobody
Courtney
else could.
Cox.
The very young Courtney
Yes.
Cox.
To go
Oh,
back
and
to
Billy
Justin.
Barty, and Billy Barty.
Yeah.
I love Billy Barty. He's great.
To go back to Justin's question about would fans be okay seeing so many versions of our beloved Middle-earth characters, I actually don't think we'd ever get to that point, because I think our license is very carefully managed. You know, the works
True.
and everything, whereas DC is a little looser with the strings, maybe.
Yeah, the Tolkien estate is not going to allow 16 or 17 different character actors to come in and play the same Sauron character over and over and over again in different games and shows and and other trademarked properties. They're not going to do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's maybe the one thing that would give everybody a little bit of breathing space and the opportunity to not freak out entirely over what Amazon is doing, because the family has veto power. If
Yes,
they
they
go too
do.
far, the estate will say,
Bye-bye.
no. Not today, Death.
Peace.
Not today. Oh, I brought it back to Game of Thrones. Okay. So what do you
It's the hot topic right now.
isn't that interesting to have a safety net?
Yeah, I think it's nice. We have a higher caliber of quality. It doesn't mean that the quality will end up being well, but the intent behind the the quality control.
Pipsquay, hello. Lovely to see you, Pipsquay. You're the best. Cliff, might like to see Gollum before he became Gollum, meaning he was
When he was still
Smeagol.
Schmeagol.
Smeagol.
I'd like to see that. The Adventures of Schmeagol.
And before he found the ring,
I'd like to see it as a 30-minute sitcom.
Peter Jackson calls him Schmeagol all the time, but it's just Smeagol. Imagine that he was living life as one of the river folk, one of the earliest background race of the hobbits before they migrated over the Misty Mountains to the west, and before they settled into the lands of what would be called the Shire later on. They were hovering around by the vales of the Anduin.
Would that be end of Second Age or beginning of Third Age?
Third Age. Because
I wanted it to somehow just be right in the tail end that maybe we get a glimpse of it in this series.
from what Tolkien tells us, the Fallowhides and the Stores and the Harfoots, they all appeared in the Third Age, as, people who are living in the areas, near the river.
Mm-hmm.
And here, let me take a look at here. They were quite willingly, he was letting us know that they were early folk that would become, in a genealogical sense, the ancestors of what would be the diminutive hobbits.
Do you think once Middle-earth is on social media again with the Amazon series that Warner Brothers will allow Peter Jackson to work on his Unicorn edition and put Martin Freeman on the Fellowship of the Rings prologue?
Ask me that again.
Oscar just asked us this in the chat room.
Do you think once Middle-earth is on social media again with the Amazon series, Warner Brothers will allow
Screen went black.
Peter Jackson work on his Unicorn edition and put Martin Freeman on the Fellowship of the Ring prologue? Well, I think they're looking for the 25th anniversary. Okay?
What year would be the 25th anniversary? How much further do we have to go?
I think it's a few more years.
I think that's, 2003 Fellowship came out?
The Fellowship of the Ring came out in 2001.
One, right.
December 21st,
So we are
2001.
7 years away from the 25th? I can't believe that's almost 25 years ago already.
Well, as we covered that a great deal. There's a story that we have on the OneRing.net, and I got a special response from Peter Jackson because when they released that Ultimate boxed set, which was called the UCE Ultimate Collector's Edition,
Yep.
and it had nothing new in it. It was the same Blu-rays.
And it was like, why should I buy this? I've already bought it in 14 different formats.
You've already bought it in all those. Yeah, in all 14 earlier formats.
Right.
Thank you. And the frustration level was rising among the fans. At that point in time, Peter Jackson admitted, because of the controversy that was going on, and a lot of fans were upset when that Ultimate Collector's Edition came out with nothing but like a wooden rack, a nice boxed set and a wooden rack and a red booklet and some art prints. That's all I had.
It was literally
That's all I
just
had.
an excuse to get more money out of something. And I was like, I already have this. Like,
Yeah, a lot of people were upset. And Peter said that Michael Pellerin and himself, and Michael Pellerin is the guy who produces and directs all the 9.5 hours of behind-the-scenes materials in the back of all 6 films. Peter approached Warner Brothers and said, give us a little bit of money and we're going to make this big documentary and cover the entire making of all 6 films, and we're going to use all the bloopers and all the unused footage. all the stuff that we've been holding on to for so long, and we'll package it into this ultimate collector's edition, and we'll make it really, really special. And Warner Brothers said, no. We're not going to spend that money. We're not going to do that because it would involve digital scanning of original film elements that haven't been scanned yet. And they looked at the price tag and they said, nope, nope. So I guess we need to wait another 6 or 7 years until it's the next anniversary of the Lord of the Rings trilogy.
Well, what about for the 20th? You don't think they would pull it out for the 20th instead of the 25th?
Oh, I hope so.
Because then we only have to wait 2 years.
That would be a smart thing to do with Amazon releasing their new series coming out.
Hi, Warner Brothers. Are you listening? New Line Cinema? Anyone?
Yeah. 4 years from now.
Also, so we heard at the OneRing.net panel on Saturday that Weta is possibly stating that they're not going to be involved in the Amazon series. But if we were to start a rumor that they are involved, that maybe it could turn some heads. So I just wanted to share that bit of information with everybody watching today that did not tune in for the panel on Saturday, that maybe you should start tweeting and Facebooking and Instagramming and be like, I can't wait for Weta to be part of Lord of the Rings on Prime.
God, that would be so wonderful, but I think the overriding factor is whether or not New Zealand will be a destination for filming at all.
Yep. Which I'm so curious about where they're looking at filming locations right now. I want to know.
If Amazon Studios does not film their new Middle-earth series in New Zealand, a lot of people are going to be like, forget it, walking away.
I'm all about this right now. From Shad.
Actually, there were 19 rings.
So 19 is next year. So 19th anniversary, 19 rings. I'm liking it.
Okay, oh, the weirwood trees. Thank you, Russ. The weirwood trees. That's funny. Okay, let me take a look at this, guys. Okay, here is my handy-dandy iPhone calculator, all right? We're going to start with...
We're going old school, guys.
9 rings for mortal men, plus 3 for the
Elves.
Plus 7 for the dwarves.
Yep.
That's 19. And then you got to add 1 more for the 1 ring of power. There's 20. I guess I was wrong. It's happened before.
He pulled the calculator out to show that it was 19 and then it was 20. So good.
Right.
So without but if you took...
I'm sorry, Shad Damon.
Wait.
I love you, man. I'm going to shut up now. There were 20 rings.
Well, so if we don't include the 1 ring of power, we could do a 19th anniversary edition with the 19 rings. Then do a 20th anniversary edition for the Ring of Power edition.
Oh, God, no. God, no.
I just want all the things. More things. Can we have more things, please? All right.
All the things.
So Pipsky just reminded us about Sean Astin having the new series and that we should talk about it for a moment, and I would love to. Did you watch the trailer for it at all?
No, I did not.
Okay, so the show is called No Good Nick. And
that's right, yeah, No Good Nick. Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
Sean and Melissa Joan Hart, my Sabrina, the teenage witch, are parents, and it looks like they have adopted a child that is up to no good. And the trailer, it basically shows this child talking about she's pulling off the perfect con. And the parents that are adopting her, like, already have 2 kids and are just like, I guess we have a 3rd child now that just needs some love and needs a family. And so the show's called No Good Nick. The daughter is Nick, and she's up to no good. We'll see what happens.
That's going to be a fun show.
Yeah, it looks like a fun little sitcom. I'm a huge fan of Melissa Joan Hart in terms of comedy. She's had a lot of great little fun, lighthearted sitcoms. So that should be fun. We can see Sean on the screen again.
Chelsea's onto something. It was called The War of the Ring.
Yep.
Okay. Congratulations to you, Sean. Big time congratulations. I mean, you're not coming back to Stranger Things. Too bad. But congratulations, Sean. Sean Astin on your new show. And I love you, brother. You're so awesome.
Yes.
Do you know what? Maybe the 20th anniversary is right around the corner. But I don't know if they might. I don't know what they're going to go for. As far as finishing that conversation about whether Peter Jackson will provide any new documentary or behind-the-scenes material for any future Ultimate Unicorn edition of all 6 films. It will happen someday, but we don't know when. And there's the question about whether they would up-res to 4K. Someone else in the live chat was saying we're a generation away from 8K ultra high
insane.
def, 8K high definition sets, and then they might wait until they up-res for that. Boy, that's going to be crazy pants.
I just had this thought. Go with me on this.
Oh boy.
So the Amazon Lord of the Rings on Prime series, they have to begin filming next year, right?
Yes.
So what if?
I believe they have to go under the camera next year. Yeah.
So next year, that's the 19th anniversary for Fellowship. So that means if they're filming all of next year, that by December 19th, 2021, which would be the exact anniversary, they could drop the series, like the first season.
They could?
That's like a year and a half for them to be filming, editing to get like one season out.
Oh my gosh, but no, imagine the post-production that's involved. That's too fast.
I mean, anything's possible. It really, like, they could possibly pull it off. I was like, but wouldn't just dream with me in terms of just wishing for content. Wouldn't it be amazing if on the 20th anniversary of the release of Fellowship of the Rings, we got the first bits of the new series?
That would be kind of brilliant.
It would be kind of amazing, right?
That would be really, really kind of brilliant. I agree. That would be super, super awesome. No, there's nothing. I mean, because there's no showrunner announced, and
I know.
because there's no casting
But just
announced,
because it's not announced doesn't mean it hasn't happened.
they haven't even made a deal with the New Zealand government to like.
But it
where
might
they're
not
gonna film.
go to New Zealand.
That's true. It might not. Well, I would imagine that would be a perfect fantasy dream come true. To have some really.
I like to
really
dream
good-
big.
You know what would be interesting? When are they going to drop that press release? When is Amazon
Seriously.
Studios going to give us some more information?
December 19th, 2021, they're going to drop the press release. That's when it's going to come out. That's the realist side of me.
I mean, we really we've been left in the dark by Amazon Studios for a long, long time. We know the 2 writers that are in their writer's room, but that's all we know.
Yep.
That's all we know. And
But you know what? We
since
could
then-
wake up tomorrow and we could have different news. Maybe. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but I'd like it to have some news tomorrow.
Okay, here you go. Kristen says, New Zealand and Weta or death.
Yes.
The great
Thank you,
battle
everybody.
cry.
Like, there's a lot of people going, Chelsea just blew my mind. I got chills. I'm like, yes, you're right there with me. This is why you're my people. And I love my people. I love you.
Yes, we certainly do love all of you very much indeed. But making a deal with the actors union might be the linchpin that sinks that ship.
In terms of leaking information?
No, in terms of actually filming in New Zealand or not.
Oh, okay.
I think it's really going to come down to whether or not
I'll tell you, I've
they can
been...
get cheap actors and cheap labor, which is one of the sad pieces of the story behind the Hobbit trilogy all the way, was that they were running those actors and those performers roughshod without allowing them to unionize, without allowing them to make a statement and make a stand for themselves for proper wages and residuals and proper rates of pay, proper living wage,
Everybody, I like the way Chelsea thinks. Chelsea blew my mind, and now I have hopes. I'm sorry if I build up false hope, though. I don't want to give that to anybody, but I do like to dream big.
There was one additional thing that we talked about at our Torn discussion on Saturday.
Yes.
And that was, are these online maps just like a landing pad for us to be looking at ancient Middle-earth lore and looking at the placement of nations, and characters? Or is it really the staging of Season 1? The narrative, will it be set in the second age of Numenor? It's likely, it's just as likely as anything else, but we still don't know for sure.
Yeah, we don't really know much, if anything, but we keep theorizing about these maps operating like an interactive Wikipedia that provide information, and that
Yes.
didn't we come up with the fact that there's 5 maps and 5 seasons? Wasn't that something that happened?
That happened to me. That was my
Yeah.
brainwave.
I was like, so maybe each season we're exploring something different. Maybe that's the hopes. I don't know.
You know what? Sometimes I live my life like I'm in a bloody escape room, and I'm always looking for numerical connections to clues to hidden locks. I'm always trying to get out. Like there's someone in my living room.
I don't think you're trying to get out. You're
someone's
just trying to
slowly stir that cup of tea, real slow, until I fall into the chair, and I'm in the sunken place. So I'm always looking to get out.
I don't
always looking
I
to
don't
get
think it's
out.
an escape room. I think you're Sherlock. You're Sherlock trying to fit the pieces together.
I am. I looked at 5 different maps, and I thought maybe they could do one of those 5 maps for 5 different seasons. Maybe each map is going to be a separate full season. Maybe second age, and then another map will go into the early third age, and then further and further. But the ultimate mystery is that one of those maps is still entirely blank.
Yes.
Blank. And if that's going to be the
Use your
fifth and
imagination.
final
Hap.
season, then they're leaving it as a mystery.
Yep.
I don't know. What do you think?
I just think that they really have no idea what's happening yet, and they're trying to make us
they do.
talk
They do.
about things.
They've got a dry erase board over
No,
there
I'm sure
and
they do.
filled with every detail. They are doing like microscopic examination of
Oh, yeah.
unfinished tales.
I mean, they're digging deep. I was like, I have a lot of hope, but I also have a lot of confidence that we're
Yes,
going to get
yes,
something
Madam
beautiful out of this. I think it'll start late second age, and the series will work up to the third age by the end of the series. At least I'm hoping. That's exactly how I feel. I'm very.
Yes.
I don't think it'll even start late second age. I think we might get a glimpse of the beginning of the second age that is kind of glazed over in 1 or 2 episodes, and then kind of picks up more in the middle to late era, and then we really get into the foundation of forming the rings and leading up to the War of the Ring. And
wow. Hey, how are you doing? Wouldn't that be amazing if the first season ended with the war of the elves and Sauron?
oh, it would be amazing. It would be. I really like, the more we talk about what these maps can mean, the more I'm starting to get these glorious visions of where the series is going to go, to the point that now I'm starting to worry that the series won't live up to what I'm dreaming in my head.
This is really, really, really tough because you would.
I'm sorry, somebody just said 3 words: hobbits in space.
That's the 5th season.
Yeah, we'll need Kirk Thatcher for that one.
The 5th and last season, Hobbits in Space.
That's the last season, Hobbits in Space.
Wow.
Well, I mean, that's the thing with the blank
good.
map. Are they wanting us to choose our own adventure for the last season? Like, that would actually be really fun. Building it like a Black Mirror style interactive Game of Thrones series where we got to pick where to go and travel to. That'd be fun.
Yes, indeed. Oh, I'll tell you what. The mystery is part of what's so enticing about this. Since Amazon Studios is ready to spend so much money on this, and yet they're not revealing anything at all yet.
Yeah,
It kind of puts them in the ultimate position.
it does.
They're like holding all the power, they're holding all the rights, and they're holding all the cards close to their vest. What are we going to do?
We're going to sit here. We're going to fan theory the heck out of it, and we're going to wait. That's what we're going to do.
We really are. We really do have to think about this. Now, first season begins with the second age. Great. We could end up with the war of Sauron and the elves at the end of season 1.
Yep.
And then at
the
end of
thing
that-
we keep talking about that I just really want is I want the Anatar. I really want to see that come to life. And for me, I want to explore more with dragons, and I want to see dwarves appearing from the ground and like the beginning of some of these races. Like,
Oh, that's Silmarillion stuff. That's many eons.
oh, I know,
before.
but if we're dreaming about what we want to see, like these are things that I would like to see at some point on screen.
I agree. I'm down for that.
Yep.
I'm down. What else comes to mind? Oh, wouldn't it be an interesting way to close the finale of season 1 with Sauron being Anatar, being taken prisoner by the Numenorian king?
Ooh.
And then cut to black. We're taking you captive
And
back
then,
to Numenor.
and then we gotta wait
cut
for
to
the
black.
next season. No, that would be great.
Everybody would go crazy. Everybody would be like breathless with anticipation
Like,
if Sauron were taken prisoner to Numenor.
Pipsque's like, we're gonna fan theory this for 2 full years before we get
Yeah,
information.
I'm afraid we are. We are going
Yep.
to fan theory this. You know what? I could actually spend 90 minutes doing fan theories about, you know, the upcoming Dark Crystal Age of Resistance
Yep.
on Netflix. I mean, I'm there for that.
I can't wait for the Dark Crystal series.
I could fan theory about the next phase of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Oh,
Because it's
phase
about to
4.
Close one down and begin a whole nother phase, right?
Yes, it is.
But I find myself almost exhausted by the possibilities of what Amazon is going to do
Hi, Justin.
with Arda, with the world of J.R.R. Tolkien, which is properly known as Arda. That's the name of the planet. What say you?
Yes,
Justin, what say you?
Can you talk about the shows that we discussed on Twitter yesterday?
I missed this. What did we discuss on Twitter?
Amazon announced a whole slate of Lord of the Rings shows.
You want to talk about all of our April Fools?
Oh, the April Fool's jokes.
Yeah, we had a great
Don't you
April.
want that though?
We did have a great April Fool's joke. That
Was there a
Amazon
Green
has
Dragon show?
subsidiary. They're going to make an extra series all about the adventures of Merry and Pippin.
There were there were
And
3
it's
shows that we
starring
announced.
Dominic and Billy, and they're going to be de-aged just like they de-aged in Captain Marvel. And
They don't have to
and
de-age.
They made him, and they made.
They can be
Samuel L.
after the War of
Jackson
the
look
Ring.
younger.
It can be after the War of the Ring.
Billy and Dom.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? They don't have to de-age them because those 2 actors are ageless. They still look the same.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Let's do
the 3 shows we announced yesterday on April 1st was that Amazon is not just doing a Lord of the Rings TV series; they're doing an entire Lord of the Rings slate of shows. Like they're in the Lord of the Rings business. So in addition to the main show, which could be about young Aragorn or could be about the Second Age, there's a show based around Merry and Pippin. The Many Adventures of Merry and Pippin with Billy and Dom. And then there's another show just about the Green Dragon produced by the creators of Cheers.
That's literally my dream in life. Is this on? Hello? Can anybody hear that?
Oh,
What?
Yeah, it's on. It's just you have to eat the microphone.
You have to eat the microphone. I can barely hear it. Yeah, no, the Green Dragon is literally like a show I've dreamed about my entire life.
All right. So everyone wants to watch the Merry and Pippin show. It got 1,000 likes and retweets. Everyone wants to watch the Green Dragon pub show. You know what? Make it during the War of the Ring. You know, so you could set the Green Dragon show.
No, as much as this is an April Fool's joke, let me just tell the audience that there might be a kernel of possibility here. Because there are no hobbits in the Second Age, and the Shire did not exist. It wasn't founded. At the time that Sauron was convincing Celebrimbor to make the Rings of Power, there were no hobbits. So if they really want to satisfy the audience with every possible niche, then a spin-off series of just drinking, comedy, and small-scale crime, right? Imagine it could be the Merry and Pippin Mysteries. Merry and Pippin go and solve, as detectives, they solve minor mysteries in the Shire. It could be
Around the
comedy,
Shire.
drinking. I'm down for that. I'm totally down for that. Because if Amazon sticks to their plan of welcome to the Second Age, we're not going to see hobbits appear until
At all.
season 3 or maybe season 4.
Right, until
out
the end.
Of 5.
So the 4th show
And
we
that's
announced.
a long time to make the audience wait to get their fix.
The
for
4th
hobbits.
show that we announced yesterday on April
Right.
1st
It's a long.
was Lord of the Rings is going to be a Bandersnatch show. And it's going to be a multiple choice, fan interactive show.
Do you know
and
what?
and every
That's gonna
season
happen.
and every season will have 50 hours of content.
Oh my God! No.
So we're
You know what?
talking 1,000.
Give it to me now. Please make this a reality.
Do you know what? No. What's really, really, really going to happen when Magic Leap, which is Weta, that's Richard Taylor and Weta, when Magic Leap gets the license from the Tolkien estate and they start to make some kind of VR world for Middle Earth, don't be surprised that some kind of Bandersnatch thing really does come to pass. Because I looked in Galadriel's mirror and I have seen things which are, things that were, and things that have
will
not
be
yet come to pass.
Oh.
It can happen. But, you know, Justin is pulling all the, you know, he's pulling all of his jokester cards because he's the Joker.
Yes.
He's trying to get jokers in Middle
So,
Earth. We
so
don't
the
want that.
Joker in Middle Earth is Justin.
Justin, you are the Joker in Middle Earth. We settled it.
Yep. It has been decided
That's
now.
it. My co-host
But
slash
seriously,
producer,
a
he's the
Green
Joker in Middle Earth.
Dragon show would be so amazing. Like
Yeah.
a Cheers.
Do you know what you
Oh
call
my
it?
God.
The Green Dragon Mysteries. Yes.
Yes.
That's the show.
That's so
They
good.
could be like
So-
Nancy Drew. They could
Oh
be,
my
no,
God, the Hardy Boys. I was supposed to say the Hardy Boys.
Marion
Yes.
Pippin, the Hardy Boys of Middle Earth. Let's do it
Oh,
now.
I'm so upset that this isn't a real thing right now.
I'm kind of thinking that we're giving away the $1 million goose that's laying all of our golden eggs.
Yeah.
It was just an
But
April Fool.
you know who could be a regular at the Green Dragon? Tom Bombadil.
Yes! Yes! Give me my Tom Bombadil right now.
Oh my God.
Right now.
Wait,
God,
so say
I mean, that would be
Radagast,
so cool.
I'm saying this again so Cliff and Chelsea see it. Mix the Green Dragon show and the Merry and Pippin show and turn it into an It's Always Sunny in the Shires.
No. Radagast, you're going to win an Emmy. That's an Emmy award-winning show.
That is so
it's
good.
Always Sunny in the Shire.
Danny DeVito as a hobbit. Yes.
Yes! Yes! Danny DeVito, he's the bartender at
Oh my
the
God,
Green
the Green
Dragon.
Dragon Ed with Rosie. Who's playing Rosie though? Oh,
Rosie?
can we get his wife? Who's actually Carla and Cheers? Rita.
Rhea.
Rhea.
Yes,
Rhea Perlman.
I love me some Rhea Perlman. She's awesome. What happened to us? We've just gone off the deep end. You know,
We are so into this right now.
We don't even care about the real show you're doing, Amazon.
Yeah.
To hell with that. We're gonna-
Sorry, Amazon, you really missed the mark.
we're
What
gonna
you
make our
need.
Green Dragon Mysteries. We're going to totally do this now.
So
But
Netflix
imagine-
is greenlighting everything. Let's just call Netflix with this. Like, it's
The
just-
pure comedy gold of having Merry and Pippin back together in any aspect. It couldn't get any better.
Radagast and
could
Danny
not get any
DeVito
better.
as Tom Bombadil. Danny DeVito
Danny
as
DeVito as Tom Bombadil? Well,
Maybe.
Maybe not.
yeah. Oh my God, Rhea Perlman though as Rosie Posey Sackville Baggins. Yes.
I love that idea. I think your best choice of casting is Zach Galifianakis. He's your Tom Bombadil.
Oh.
Zach Galifianakis is your number
Interesting.
one Tom Bombadil. Justin, don't come at me. All right. I mean, Justin's going to come at me in my DMs. I know he's going to do that. He's going to slide into my DMs. He's going to try to be nice to me. But he's going to say some nasty things.
The prancing
like that.
pony can be a club.
Okay.
Oh my
Special
God.
guest appearance by Morgan Freeman as Iluvatar. Yeah. Yeah, have him show up as God.
Yep.
You can never do better than Morgan Freeman playing God. We
And
all know that.
I want to see all of the wizards at some point make an appearance at the Green Dragon, just like on a night off. Like, my brain
Carol-
hurts, I need a drink.
Carol
Kane
Kane?
is Mrs. Sackville
Carol
Baggins.
Kane is Mrs. Sackville
And
Baggins.
Billy Crystal belongs here too. Amen.
That's brilliant.
Oh my God.
That would be Lotho and Lobelia, excuse me. Yeah, Carol Kane is Lobelia, and Billy Crystal is Lotho. Sackville Baggins. That's funny. Do you know what?
So we are in.
I love this. I love that. And I love you guys. You guys are the best audience
We
ever.
do love you guys. We are in like our final 8 minutes. Is there any house cleaning we need to do? Any upcoming events or things? Or
Okay. To be quite honest, Fox Searchlight is going to have to do me a big, big favor, and I'm going to have to ask them. I'm going to send you guys an email, but please let me publish my review of the film before May 3rd. Don't make me
You
wait.
want the exclusive reveal on
I
your
can't-
review?
I can't wait a month. Can I tell you something? It's a really good, really, really good movie. It's better than we expected, and it's certainly more than we deserve. So I'm just saying.
All right, Bilbo.
All right, I'm just saying.
Which
I'm just saying.
you should have worn your Bilbo
Because,
robe.
because we think that we know Professor Tolkien. We're fans. We're
Damn.
all hardcore Lord of the Rings fans.
Dan Harmon for Tom Bombadil.
Okay, yeah. Dan Harmon would be great for
Yeah.
Tom Bombadil, yes. But we think that we know Professor John Ronald Reuel Tolkien, but this movie presents the Tolkien that we don't know.
Yes, yes. That's what I love. I love biopics. I love biographies in general.
It's Fox Searchlight, and to you, sir, to you, Dome Korakowski, I apologize for mispronouncing your name over the past couple of shows that I've done. You have created a beautiful, beautiful piece of film art. It's art, and it's lovely. It's so lovely. And you guys, I'm just telling you, when May 10th happens and Fox Searchlight releases this Tolkien story, we're going to have a lot to invigorate us, to invigorate our conversations, to talk about language and art and the staying power of these things and why they mean so much to us. I'm just excited. I'm so excited about this. I don't know
And
what to tell you.
everybody out there, you get to watch Tolkien on May 10th at a theater near you. So definitely get your ticket soon. I'm sure those will be available in about a week since Endgame was just released today. Also, for those of you that are traveling to the Los Angeles area or live here, on May 27th, we are having a Middle-earth game night right here at Scum and Villainy Cantina. Come and hang out with us and play some Middle-earth games. We're going to have a Middle-earth Dungeons and Dragons one-shot, which is going to be awesome. We're building the full fellowship into the game.
What, this coming Monday?
Nope, May 27th.
May 27th.
Yep.
Wow.
So if you guys are going to be in town, come and join us right here at Scum and Villainy Cantina for that. Otherwise, we're getting close to the end of the podcast, and you can always join us here on Tuesdays from 5 to 6:30 on the internets or here at Scum and Villainy Cantina. We would love for you to be part of the show. At least we love all of you in the chat room chatting with us. It's been super fun today. Joe Pesci would be a badass dwarf, is what somebody just said.
Yeah. Actually, Joe Pesci would be brilliant as one of the dwarves.
Yes, he would be.
Because I would like to hear some of that Bronx. I would like to hear some of that. You know, I'd like to hear that accent in Middle Earth.
Absolutely.
And I love Joe Pesci. He's great.
But yeah, so
How's the music by Thomas Newman? I'm sorry.
oh
Oscar,
right.
Oscar, you asked the right question in our live chat. And I neglected to ask the director about what was it like working with Thomas Newman.
Yeah.
The score is so beautiful. It's so beautiful, you don't notice it. And that's what's great about a score, when it is slowly filtering emotions through the film. You don't notice it until you do. And when you do notice it, it is so lyrical, beautiful, and very light. It has such a light touch. It is a great success. The whole movie is made even better by the great improvement they did on post-production, some of the extra dialogue that was added in, the extra scenes. They added in extra scenes with young Tolkien and his mom, Maybelle Tolkien, who does her best to take care of these two boys when their father dies, and they leave South Africa and come to England. It's beautiful movie, beautifully done. And Mr. Thomas Newman, my hat is off to you, sir. You did something great. It's great. Really, really good stuff.
People are now naming the drink menu for our Green Dragon Inn show, what they could order at the Green Dragon Inn. The Rohirrim rum and Coke,
Oh, yes.
the Brandywine cocktail, the Palantir punch.
Palantir punch.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
But yes, thank you guys so much for tuning in again. We love you guys. If you want to find me personally when we're not on the podcast, I'm at Uncool Rockstar, Instagram, Twitter. Come and chat with me. And Cliff, where can they find you?
You can find me on all kinds of social media streams, especially on the Instagram. I'm on the Gram. I'm on the Twitter. I'm on the Twatterbook and the Book Face. I'm on them all.
The book
If you want to
face.
find me, I'm at QuickBeam2000, QUICKBEAM, like a beam of wood. Quick Beam 2000. And on Facebook, I'm just Mr. Quick Beam. And you can find Clifford Broadway all over the book face. Here's what's fun, okay?
You know what social media platform you might not still be on?
What?
MySpace. Did you hear about that?
I'm not on. I never was.
Oh, well, there you go.
I don't think I ever was on
MySpace.
on
At some
MySpace.
point this week, somebody accidentally deleted like
all their music.
well, not
All
just the
their music
music.
got deleted
All
off
of
MySpace.
the content from like before 2010 got deleted.
That's heartbreaking. That is
Yeah.
heartbreaking for a lot of musicians.
Oh, 2006. Yeah.
Oh my
Okay,
gosh,
everything
that's
from
crazy.
before 2006. So that means all of my Uncool Rockstar stuff that was on MySpace.
Oh,
is
and you know
gone
what?
now.
Because Justin is such a great behind-the-scenes producer, I'm going to say thank you, Justin Sewell, for helping
Yes,
us.
Justin, thank you.
He did the Periscope live stream of the Fox Searchlight panel for the Tolkien movie.
Yes, he did.
It is on our Twitter feed. So go to the One Ring Net. If you were not at WonderCon, you can still see me hosting Dome Korakowski and Nicholas Holt and all the boys there who in the cast. Just go to the One Ring Net and go down like a couple of days, and there it is. It's right there. You can see the entire thing broadcast live.
Awesome.
And thank you, everybody, for joining us. You can look for us here
Yeah.
at Scum and Villainy every Tuesday. Well,
Yeah.
next week we're going to be actually
We'll
with
be
the
premiering-
weirwood trees behind us.
We'll be premiering the whole Game of Thrones look of the bar next week right here on the live stream. So
my
tune in for
gosh.
that as well. And make sure you're following the OneRing.net on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook and all of those places.
Yes, and you can follow Scum and Villainy Cantina on as well because there are wonderful hosts. They're at SC. No, I got that wrong. It's SVC, right?
SV Cantina
SV Cantina
on Twitter.
On Twitter.
Scum and Villainy Cantina on Instagram. And Scum and
SV
Villainy on Facebook.
SV Cantina on Twitter. And you know what? What's happening now? Okay, we've got some great new shirts. The Fire and Ice thing is about to happen.
Yes.
For the next few shows that we do in April, we will be going a little bit into the Westeros world. Maybe we'll go over the narrow sea and we'll go to Essos for a while. But we'll be bringing you the best of Middle-earth and the best of Westeros as well. And Chelsea, I can't thank you enough.
Thank you, Cliff.
You are so erudite and you are so smart and so beautiful and
Aw.
you know your nerd stuff. This girl knows her nerd shit. Like
I
people
live to be a
know that
nerd.
Stuff. Me, I know some of my nerd shit, but this woman knows her stuff.
Yes.
It's great.
All right, we got to
Do I
go.
have to say goodnight, Gracie?
Good night, Gracie.
Hey, and congratulations everybody out there. And hey, Chicago, you've got your very first openly gay black female mayor. Congratulations, Lori Lightfoot.
And
Chicago.
we're going to black.
Shout out to Chicago. No, I love